So when you put it into 4 low or 4 high, after maybe 30 seconds or so, these two lights right here should come on, indicating it's in 4-wheel drive. The last couple times this happened, it was the actuator on the front axle quit working. So I suspect that's what it is this time too. The actuator's on the front axle, underneath the front. There's the front differential. And this is a 2-wire plug. And this is the actuator right here. It screws into this tube. And the last couple times this happened, this thing quit working. So I've got another one here that I bought at O'Reilly's. Cheapest one I could find. And this was, I think, was it 98 bucks, something like that. $90.63 with tax at O'Reilly's. It's got a 2-wire plug. I think that's what mine has. And how this works is got when you put power on this part moves out and pushes the whatever's inside the front end to engage the 4-wheel drive. And so last couple times this happened, this thing quit working. So first thing I'll do is check to make sure I've got power here on the truck when I put it in 4-wheel drive. If that's the case, this is probably no good. So I'm going to get this jacked up a little bit higher, put a block under the front tire so I can get under here a little easier. I'm going to jack this passenger side of the truck up so any oil in there that might come out will run down towards the driver's side. Give me a little more room to lay underneath there. Get a block. Okay, I've got it all blocked up now. Now I can just scoot underneath here. I'll get the light over here so I can see this. So let's see. That's the plug we're looking for right there. There's the plug on the truck. What I'm going to do first is put a meter on here and check and make sure I've got power there. And this slides off of here. I got an oil leak there too. Wonder if there's a washer that comes with this. That's how it looks, all blocked up. The passenger side has some blocking under the tire, and the tire's setting on it so it can't fall. So this side's way in the air. And I did put a block under the rear tire back there. It can't go anywhere, and the emergency brake's on and it's in park. So now we'll get the meter out and see if we got any voltage on that line there. Got the ignition on, and the transfer case is in 4 high. I got my meter set up here, read 12 volts. Let's see if we've got power on this. No power. Meter works. Maybe I have a blown fuse. Try again. Yeah. No power. Well, the actuator might be okay. I guess we need to go look for a fuse. Okay, I found a 4-wheel drive fuse in here, 25 amp. And I do have approximately 12 volts, and the truck's not running right now. 11.8. Same thing on the other side. I took that fuse out of there and it looks okay. Wiggle it around, it doesn't seem to have a problem, except for where my meter touching. So it looks like the fuse is okay. Go back down here and check it again. Maybe I touched it and it started working. Oh, oil leaks constantly out of this truck. Another oil leak right there. Where that's coming from. Alright, let's put this here again. I think you can see that. Still don't have anything there. I guess I'm gonna have to go. Let's make sure it's still in 4-wheel drive. I just put it in 4 low. It was in 4 high with the key on. Now it's in 4 low. Still nothing. What's going on here? We have a bad switch on the 4-wheel drive lever. There's a plug up here with 3 wires. I guess I'm gonna have to get a schematic, find out where the switch is for the four-wheel drive. So switch right there on top of the transfer case, or yeah, a 3-wire connector right there. And then there's another one back here on the tail shaft. Maybe that's a speed sensor. I have to get a schematic, look around. Okay, I put a little bit of RTV on this. I'm going to change this because the old one didn't work. There wasn't anything on this, no washer or anything. I mean gasket. It's been leaking right there. So I thought, well, I'll put a little RTV on it. The old one didn't have anything. Snug that up. I don't want to over tighten it. And plug it back in here. And then there's a little bracket here that it fits on. Oop. I wanted to put that over the axle. And that just slides on there. Can't see it from where I'm at. Okay, just like that. So that's what it looks like in there. I've got the switch out of the back. The switch wasn't working, and I just kind of tapped it on the ground and it started working. But even once the switch was working, the actuator, the old one, wouldn't work. So I'm thinking, for now the switch is okay, I'll just put it back in. Maybe buy one to keep it. Okay, let's see if it works. Got the ignition on. Put it into four-wheel drive. That light will come on. There we go, it's working. I've got one of the tires off the ground here so I can verify it went in. Yep. All right. Don't need that in my eyes. Let's just take it out. Let's put it in 4 low. Yep, it all works. Neutral. 4 high. Take it back out. Turn the ignition off. Should be in 2-wheel again. And it is. So what I ended up finding was the front actuator was bad, but that switch on the transfer case was open. So I took it out, tapped it on the concrete, and it started to work again. I put the old actuator back on the plug, and it still wouldn't work. So I changed the actuator, and now it works. So if it stops working again, I may need to change that switch on the transfer case. This is the part I bought. If you can see that. It's from O'Reilly's Master Pro. It's the cheapest one they had. It was $90.63 with tax. This book right here was of no help. Didn't even have any good wiring diagrams in it. So now I can put it back on the ground and call this one done. Thanks for watching.